abstinence doesn't work.
That's not what he said.
Abstinence is not the answer.
That's not what he said. They're taking him out. No. They're mischaracterizing his argument. Obviously, if you stay abstinent, you're not going to get pregnant. Everyone knows that. They're doing this on purpose. They're doing this because Bill Nye is not there to back up his points. And I guarantee you, if I were to bring them onto a debate, they probably wouldn't even try to make that point. And if they did, I would slaughter them in the marketplace of ideas, of course. Okay, we're gonna get started on this.
100 asked a question. He says, question for Chloe. Is there a pro-choice version of Sheikh Uthman? Somebody who just fabricates sources and lies nonstop?
Oh, yeah. See, that's so good. Is there an opposite, or a mirror, image when it comes to Islam, on the abortion side? Is there somebody with a name?
Before, I would say 2-3 weeks ago, my answer would have been not that I can think of. But since we're doing this 2 to 3 weeks later, I would have to nominate Dr. Phil. I think it would be Dr. Phil.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, and
the Dr. Phil clip.
Yeah, Phil clip? I would have to nominate Dr. Phil. Did
you get to react to that yet?
I did, and it got over 9,000 views in the first 2 days.
9,000!
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, people
I don't know what they're talking about.
Hey, L says, answer, Planned Parenthood. You don't even got to be a specific individual. Planned Parenthood, period, is sending out lies and information.
Oh, yeah, totally.
We say planned murder.
You know what else they're sending out?
Planned
contraception.
All right, cool.
They don't add the footnotes in. They just start taking stuff out. That's all they do.
Exactly.
No, for real. So I only saw a little, probably 60-second interaction of the Dr. Phil and I forget the sister's name.
Lila Rose.
And so he just it's a scientific fact that scientists disagree.
That life begins at consent. What are you talking about?
I was waiting on him to bring up a fact. I probably Lila was waiting on the same thing.
Who are they talking about?
If someone would have told you, if you're sitting in Lila's seat, looking Dr. Phil in the eyes, and he's telling you that it's a scientific fact that.
Oh, they're talking about the Dr. Phil video she did.
What is it? Life doesn't begin at conception.
Yeah, he was arguing there's no consensus.
There's no consensus.
Which is as big of a lie. Probably equivalent to Islam.
It doesn't matter if there's a consensus.
That would be a Muslim saying the Quran is perfectly preserved. That's how big of a lie it is to us.
What?
That's how big it is.
Interesting. You know what? Chris, I'm gonna have to take a hiatus.
Yeah, no, these are literal fetuses themselves. These are fetuses talking about fetuses. They're if they are adults, they're barely adults, right? It's kind of sad, honestly.
Okay, well, we got somebody who's even better.
Oh boy.
We got somebody better. We have the man himself, Chris Claus, Bill Nye. The
science guy.
Have you seen this, Chloe?
Are they gonna debunk this live? Oh yes, dude,
guy.
please.
You can't refute him.
Let's see.
Some people say stupid on purpose. That is crazy. I believe that.
Do you know?
Bye. Good night, Al.
Do you know how many degrees the science guy has?
As many as Dr. Phil?
Probably.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was.
These people are perfectly qualified. Haters.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's see what he has to say.
He is very cute.
And
little man.
Women's rights with respect to their reproduction. I think you should leave it to women.
True.
Well, first off, can I ask you a question, Mrs. Pro-Life Chloe?
Sure.
The question I would ask you is, when it comes to women, as a majority, would they be pro-life or pro-abort?
Pro-life.
What?
So if
That's
we leave it up
ostensibly
to
false.
the females,
That's provably false.
then pro-life wins.
That's
Sorry,
provably
Bill Nye,
false.
You're an idiot.
They're just
Well,
lying.
I think it's like 51 to 49.
Not even
It's
close.
but we're 51 to 49%.
That's
I believe
not
you're
even
100%
close.
correct.
Somebody please find the
Last time I
statistic.
checked.
Wow. So we should leave it up to women, Bill Nye says. That's also what
They're
the
just
guy was
lying.
telling me, Chloe, when I was having a conversation to him. That was one
Should
of
have
his
got me on the
I've
phone.
gotta
Be
get
like,
her on
you
for a
wanna
debate.
like speed
that
dial?
can't-
Yeah,
that
should
ain't gonna fly.
I call? I actually have a
You want me
woman.
to ask a woman?
See, that's good. Now we should leave it up to
If they mean
women.
like 90%,
Chris,
like
coming to
51% of the women they've
somebody
talked to, then
says
sure.
that you don't have a right to answer this. You're a man. You have male genitals. Number one, first before I go to you, Chris, I'm so sorry because it just popped in my head. If somebody were to say that to
61%,
me in
thank you.
2022, I would
51-49 my
hate
ass.
crime. Because how dare they assume
Assume
that I
your
have male genitals? How dare they?
That's true. True and based.
How dare they, Chloe?
They think they're getting
I
it
know
wrong.
I know I may look buff and I'm chocolate with a beard and nice fade. And
He's not wrong. He's
I
literally
would
correct.
I would
It's
fall
just that
under
he's
the
being sarcastic.
category of extremely handsome and not pretty. But how dare they assume such things?
I would ask them, what is a woman? That's what I
I
would
That's
would
why
act-
I'm
I would
trying to
act
say
exactly
abortion rights are
That's-
human rights, not women's rights.
See, we're coming
it's
up
tricky,
with our
but I'm
points.
trying.
We're about to make a pro-abortion tract. How to answer them? Tract. How to answer them? How to
Yep.
respond to these things?
Oh, this is
Yeah,
terrible.
but going to you, Chris.
All right.
Hold on.
So to answer that question, I believe that I am qualified to
Sorry,
speak on
Katie.
this topic
Heater goes
because
off.
I've raised 5 children.
You've raised 5. No, only women can raise children.
Yeah.
Wait, did he say he's raised children?
They can. Yes.
What did he say? He's raised 5
You've
children?
raised 5. No, only women can raise children.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. They can. Yes. With men.
Oh, wait. Does he mean Bill Nye?
Okay.
I'm not saying a woman can't raise a child, but a man and woman raising a child is much better.
I see.
They're all over the place.
I would.
Oh,
I
wait.
guess agree with.
I think
that.
it's the
Why
guy
not?
down on the bottom left. They
Now,
have 3 people on right
so
now.
you, as a father, you would say that you have a say
Wait.
in.
Take a look at what my man said right here. Hold on, the captions are covering it. Let's be honest, most of them are not behaving like women, more like devils. Jesus Christ, man. That's just like old age misogyny. Like all women are actually like worshippers of Satan or something. Good shit.
Let's see what else Bill Nye has to offer here. Maybe he has some real stuff because
Finally.
we stopped at 7 seconds in. Let's see. He's about to destroy Chloe right here.
I mean, it's too late. Chloe's destroying herself.
Nobody
There's
likes
no editing
abortion,
here.
okay? But you can't tell somebody what to do. I mean,
True.
she has rights over this, especially if she doesn't like the guy that got her pregnant. Especially
Yeah.
the rape and all this.
Yeah, Chloe.
Yeah.
Bam. There you go. Take
mean-
that one. You sit there and take them on it.
Bill Nye's not a good
She
debate,
is
bro.
allowed
Let's be
to kill
honest.
her baby, even if she doesn't like
How logic
the guy that got her pregnant.
I don't think that was his best win. I'll be honest. That was not a good W for Bill Nye.
That was his answer.
He still sounds
Okay.
smarter than they do.
Bam. Bam.
Nobody likes abortion.
I would
But
have to
it's-
disagree with that statement. With the amount
Nobody
of
likes
people
nobody
I've
likes
talked to.
abortion.
Yeah, nobody likes
but
getting
you
a
can't
fucking
say
abortion.
she
What are you
can't
kidding
do
me?
it.
Like, are you
Just
kidding
in
me?
case she doesn't like the guy that she slept with,
Yeah.
Wow, that's I didn't expect that from him.
Oh my God, talk
Well,
about
why didn't I? Why am I
too
being
long
surprised?
pauses.
All
This
right,
is
let
gonna
me
be
get in
30
my
minutes of them
mode or
just
something.
pausing
'Cause
this.
this is crazy.
No, they're so dumb, dude.
In case she doesn't like the guy that she got pregnant by.
just in case.
Famously, the only
just in
argument
case.
that we have against, pro-lifers,
Right.
anti-abortionists. I
Nobody
should
likes
say.
abortion.
Anti-choice.
Just in case You don't like the guy that you're sleeping with. You know, go
we
kill
get
that
it.
baby.
We heard it 5 times.
Wouldn't you just love to punch? Like,
we know.
How could you interview somebody
it's so
like
surprising.
that without
It's so
punching
amazing.
them in the face after a remark like? That's the most evil comment
The Waterhead podcast
you could ever make. Let's kill a baby.
Airhead.
Because you don't like the
Water
person
is giving
you're
them too
sleeping
much.
with.
Giving them a little too much credit.
Disgusting.
I thought these were gonna be better.
Same here.
We have so many more important things to be dealing with.
True.
We have so many more problems. To squander resources on this argument based on bad science, on just lack of understanding. At some point, we have to respect the facts. Recommending or insisting on abstinence has been completely ineffective.
Yep.
Not giving women access to birth control has not been an
And they
effective
believe that
way
too. They know that it's
to lead to
ineffective.
healthier society.
And yet they keep trying it.
Mm-hmm. So, birth control.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Listen.
Let's look at the facts here. Trying to promote abstinence has been ineffective. Abstinence doesn't work.
That's not what he said.
Abstinence is not the answer.
That's not what he said.
For
They're taking him out. No. They're mischaracterizing his argument. Obviously, if you stay abstinent, you're not going to get pregnant. Everyone knows that. They're doing this on purpose. They're doing this because Bill Nye is not there to back up his points. And I guarantee you, if I were to bring them onto a debate, they probably wouldn't even try to make that point. And if they did, I would slaughter them in the marketplace of ideas, of course. So, obviously, like, these people's existence is best argument for abortion. It's pretty true. Listen, I don't believe that abortion is murder, so I can say that. But yeah, no, they're mischaracterizing his argument because it's like teaching abstinence-only education, right? Abstinence-only protocols is bad. It does not work because they're going to sex anyway. And if they're going to sex anyway, you might as well teach them how to do it safely. That we do this all the time. Like, we have this discussion all the time with all manner of other things, like drugs and stuff, where it's like, they're going to do drugs anyway. Yeah, teach them not to use the drugs, but, like, they should still have access to safely, clean needles and untampered product, right? Like, give them access to ways to do it safely, and then you won't have to fucking worry about abortions. They're so against abortion, and yet they're out here advocating against birth control. Like, what are you doing?
Wanted pregnancies, Chris and Chloe.
It's worked out for me.
I know I'm
it's
missing
worked out
boxes, but
well
whatever.
for me the past 21 years.
I'm saying that in the 1960s, the 1970s, the 1980s, it worked out real good. Because people, like, I hate to say it, but back then, people were shamed for having babies outside of marriage and things.
Oh, they're definitely not now.
They didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely not shamed now, guys. Don't worry.
I'm shocked. Chris.
Wow.
I love his face. I love Avery's face.
It just don't work, man.
Wait, teen pregnancies were higher back then? I should have fucking known that. Of course they were. Of fucking course they were. That's great.
But Ben Shapiro, and I used I tell my children this as well, and I heard him say this, that if a boy and a girl, they go through school, they graduate school, then they get together, and then they get married, and then they have children after getting married and going through school and things to that nature, they are in the it's like 60 or 70% chance of being in the higher, like in the top 1% area and whatnot in the country, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're doing it God's way. That's kind of ironic.
Amen.
And you can say that's true, but the discussion should be surrounding the fact that people are having children and are unable to afford them. You know what I mean? Like, they're not providing any solutions. They're just saying, oh, well, if they just did it this way. Oh, if they just did it this way. And it's like you're putting the onus on the individual. And you can't do that to fix systemic problems. That's not a good solution for systemic problems. You just can't do that. So, if you want people to be abstinent, you can certainly teach them that abstinence is the best protocol if you want to be able to afford kids. Absolutely. I think that's fine. But you should also say, listen, if you're going to have sex anyway, which you shouldn't, but if you do, here's how you keep yourself from getting STDs and getting pregnant. And you show them. And you give them condoms and shit. And you say, listen, I don't want you to have to use these, but, we're all human. Here, let's look at this link real quick that Guitar Rocker's given us just to verify. Pew Research. Why is the teen birth rate falling? 1950s and 60s. Look at that. 96.3. Births per 1,000 females. Ages 15 to 19. 96.3 in the 50s, the mid-50s. Down to 61.8 in the
fetuses are
the early 90s.
Parasites.
Thank you so much, Catalina Gearbox, for the 200 bits. And that is true. Fetuses are parasites by every definition except species. And then we are down to 17.4 in 2018. And yet they'll have you believe that teen pregnancy is like at an all-time high or some shit, when it's just not. It's just not. They're just lying. They're doing a pro-gamer move called lying. They're just lying.
And that's what I tell my children. I think that's we all need to tell our children. You need to go through school. You need to graduate. You need to get a job. You need to find somebody.
I'm not against any of those things.
And then you need to have children afterwards.
We don't need to have children. I'm technically kind of against that.
Amen. All right, Bill.
If they want children, then yeah, have children after you get your affairs settled.
So I just really encourage you to not tell women what to do and not pursue these laws that really are in nobody's best interest.
That is true.
It's in the best interest of the unborn child.
Yeah, the parasite.
This video is called...
Please fix your mic. Jesus Christ.
Wait, why did you...
Is it called...
This video is called... No. It's called...
We're being slammed, Chris. We're being slammed. Like,
anti-abortion activists. I'm glad they're calling it for what it is, though. Anti-abortion. Instead of anti-choice. I'm proud of them for that.
He's not wrong.
I mean, either one's fine. Anti-choice hits a little harder.
CNN.
Because it is anti-choice.
Yep, CNN, ladies and gents.
Corrupt news network.
Yeah, it's Chris. It's not in no one's best interest. To save lives.
Nope. Nobody's best interest. Just too many people walking around at that point. Overpopulation.
These are like boomer fetuses.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
I'm
why
sorry. So that's strike two for the pro-abortion team. Honestly, I'm coming in here completely unbiased. Y'all see look at my search. Y'all see the search, right? Y'all see the search? Is it on the screen?
Also, look at their names. Jesus. You got pro-life Chloe, just defining herself by the fact that she's pro-life. God Logic, defining his whole thing by the fact that he's cucked to God. And then Chris Klaus, famous reference to Santa Claus, a Christian figure in the Bible. These guys are just all, like, that's their entire identity, is just like Christianity and pro-life and God and shit. Like, that's boring as fuck. I'm sorry. You don't have any personality.
You say it's at fertilization, but at fertilization, there actually hasn't been implantation. And then once there's
I'm so having them on
the front page. I don't think he knows what implantation is.
Mrs. OBGYN, can you please describe what Dr. Phil is not accurately describing?
So implantation does not need to occur in order for fertilization to happen. I don't know where he got that from.
Well, yeah, but
it can be
50% of all fertilized eggs get passed out of the uterus. Like, they just pass through. Nobody even knows it was there. Like, that's factual. And that's just 50% of the zygotes. Think about, like, total, right? Think about total. How many zygotes / embryo / fetuses, like, end up dead? Like it's more than half of them by a substantial margin.
Fertilized and conception can happen, and then it can be implanted in something we call an ectopic pregnancy,
I want
which is
Loader.
in the fallopian
I like Loader.
tube. Just because it's implanted, it's not implanted. Doesn't mean conception and fertilization has not happened. I don't think he understands like.
No, I think Dr. Phil knows that.
Of the female reproductive
Listen,
system. But
Dr. Phil is many things. He's not smart in many ways, but I think he knows that.
Into the uterus and implants. It's still alive as it travels down the fallopian tube into the uterus to implant. So implantation absolutely has nothing to do with fertilization and it being alive at conception. He's not an OBGYN. He should shut up about it. Me as a pre-med
what's your expertise?
To have conception.
Listen, I fucking hate Dr. Phil, but I think even he has more expertise than this girl.
I just have one comment on this whole situation. Well, it's really just a comment on where you actually pause the video. Like this is his look. Everybody sees Dr. Phil's face right now after he just said what he just said. Right?
Oh
like,
shoot, that sounded dumb.
That's the look like, oh, I just dutied in my pants. That's that look right there.
What? They're so bad.
Oh man, that's funny, bro. That's funny. So
poop jokes.
Again, implantation. What exactly is implantation? So this is after the egg is fertilized.
Mm-hmm. You have fertilization, conception, and then it goes down the fallopian tube into the uterus to be implanted.
I would love to take them all on at once. Are you fucking kidding me? That'd be sick, dude. The more the merrier.
The embryo is implanted in the fallopian tube.
There is not enough of them that can make it a fair debate.
It gets implanted there. It's called an ectopic pregnancy. But they're still going to call it an embryo, and it's still going to call it alive.
They would be destroyed.
So no matter where it's planted,
utterly and completely,
a sperm and an egg met together, it's fertilization, it's conception.
I don't even think there's a moderator that could help them.
I don't think he understands, I don't know why he brought up implantation. I really do not understand why he brought it up.
It's part of the process. What are you talking about?
He's that dumb kid in a smart room trying to sound smart. He just found two big words, put them together, fertilization and implantation.
They're just going to yell in their potatoes over you, probably.
He put them together in the sentence. He just didn't realize they didn't go together.
I want it. I want it, man.
It's like the dumb kid in the smart room would actually be.
Oh, yeah. They're ones to talk about the dumb kid.
Wow. Well, man, he has my attention. With this face, that was funny.
This is awesome, dude.
Good call.
He done messed up.
Imagine bringing this brain dead while being so pompous. Well,
this is what they all do. I would have been like, wait, you're saying it needs to be implanted?
They are the most confident, most wrong people on the earth.
Like, what OBGYN says that? Thumbnail.
You are also not an OBGYN.
There it is, right there.
That's a thumbnail.
Like he's almost crying. After giving that answer. He's like, "Oh, my career's over right now."
Dude, you're playing the joke too long. This is basic content creation. This is content 101, man. Overplaying the joke.
Yes, that's the new TikTok right there.
A super chat.
That's the new TikTok. They're
DJ
such
the
boomers.
brother again.
How can you be this young and be a boomer?
Question for Chloe. Do you worry about hospitals forcing doctors to perform abortions, especially with you going into the field? Now, is that true? Doctors are forced to perform abortions in some places?
I think legally they can't, but I know for sure, like in med school, especially...
If you're... Okay, here's my honest take on this. If you're an OBGYN, like it's your job to give part of your job description is to give abortions, and you choose not to give one because of your religious affiliations, you should quit. You should quit or be fired. That is my honest take. If it's literally your position to give one of those, you've been trained to give one, and you refuse to do it because of your religious obligations, quit. Find a new job. That's my honest take. You are in the wrong profession, my friend. There are plenty of people who will do it. You're not one of them. Go find another job.
Being in obstetrics and gynecology, that's something you have to learn. which I think it would be good to learn, because then I have more weapons in my tool belt saying this is specifically how abortion is done, and they
don't
literally
know jack shit,
dehumanize
dude.
a
I'm an
human being.
RN. I will steamroll
I think that'd be very interesting to kind of go in depth in. But in terms of performing abortions, I don't think
doctors can refuse to do operations at any time. Yeah, but if you have, I don't know, if you're refusing to do it on the grounds of religious obligation or something, like there are ethical considerations. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like at a certain point that becomes a problem. Does it not? You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'd have to look into it more.
Legally force you to. Especially because eventually I only want to go to the hospitals to do
It's it's like this. What if a doctor refuses to give a surgery to somebody because they're black? They can't do that. I mean, they can refuse to do the operation, but if that's their reasoning, they should be fired. Right? That's where I'm coming from. If your reasoning is religious in nature, and that's why you're not giving abortions, even though you're trained to do so, fired. Go find a new job. Go find one that is more in line with your religious affiliations. I think that's fair.
Deliver or do a C-section. I want to be able to open my own private practice where I'm the boss. And I have my own office, my own hours, my own patients.
I don't think a doctor would put themselves in that position.
So when I'm the boss, nobody can tell me what I can and can't do. So
they're acting like we're holding doctors at gunpoint to do these operations, and we're just.
I don't think it went very well either, Brother God Logic. But I will get to that question that I was going to ask to our sister, pro-life Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a woman and she's pregnant,
they're so lame,
and a man walks up and he shoots the woman in the belly, killing her and the infant.
Dude, they're just NPCs.
What would be the charge?
They're just NPCs.
Double homicide.
Well, why would the person get double homicide?
Because
they think they're getting an own.
And they count the baby as a person.
Oh, so the baby is a person. Mm-hmm. When the
mother considers it so, yes.
Inside of the mother's womb.
When the mother considers it a person, yes.
But the baby's not a person if the mother kills the baby in the same situation.
Yep, and that's not murder.
Because it's not a baby, it's a fetus.
I got it.
I think Chris, you were probably on that live stream.
They don't care about consistency at all, by the way. This is they only care about it insofar as it lets them attain
And I
their
asked
goals.
him that same question. I was like, don't you think it's very hypocritical that personhood is dependent on the mother, whether she wants the baby or not? And I gave him that same example. He ended up saying, yeah, you're right. It's very hypocritical.
No, it's not.
I was like, so what's your standard? Is it a baby in the
These people
womb?
are the smoothest of brains.
That's putting it lightly.
Is it a life
it's really
in the womb,
bad.
or is it not a life in
Thank
the
you for the
womb?
100 bits.
You can't answer these things because the pro-abortion position, the movement, is inconsistent. And the more you talk to them, the more you find it out, and the more you get.
I have a very consistent position. It's not a human life until it is born. All right? Or you may consider it legally a human life if the mother intended for it to be born. That is a consistent position to hold. It's about the mother's choice, okay? Or the, the person carrying the baby, the carrier's choice, okay? Yes, carrier's choice, the finest of babies. Ah, yes. Very good.
Stupider arguments, like you can have an abortion because
that's a consistent
you don't
position.
Like the guy.
Yeah. That was the best one for me. That was the best one for me.
God, they're huffing their own
don't like the
so
guy?
hard, dude. I hate this.
You can't just defund. And
I
now
really
the thing
want to put
with
them in place so bad.
Another thing that I was thinking about Bill Nye, the stupid science guy there, is he's like,
we got him.
Well, you're talking about defunding Planned Parenthood, but there's so much better things you could talk about. But there's so much better things that you could spend the money on, Bill Nye, the stupid science guy.
Live action?
Mm-hmm.
Has noticed my pro-life content. God is so good. So corny.
Oh, God.
Hey, Chloe.
Their skull's fucking slipping and sliding.
Hey,
no traction, yeah.
We saw this awesome video of yours.
You don't have
on
the
TikTok.
traction that the brain wrinkles provide.
I'm not going to cry. Who? And we would love to share it with our audiences. would you be willing for us to reshare it to our
God.
social media platforms? Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I think I have to wreck her in debate.
Let's check
I think
this
I have
out.
to now.
Is it is the link not? This is just a screenshot
That's
or
the
something?
picture. That's the.
It is now my moral obligation to
But you can
destroy
see
them
the
in the
little
marketplace of
logo on the
ideas.
corner too. It's easier to see from like a phone or something. But
I
that's their
see.
little like official. Let me see if I could pull it up on Instagram.
Yeah, this is live action hitting up.
Bill Nye,
our
the stupid
sister
science
Chloe.
guys, their attack
That is
helicopter.
so cool.
It's worse.
I'm gonna
Diet attack
I'm gonna have to
helicopter.
say, Sister Chloe, I'm so proud of you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
The work that you're doing for the.
They couldn't
for the
even like
life
cut out the
of
science.
these
Just say
unborn
Bill Nye the
children.
stupid guy.
Now
like,
that you're
it's still
starting
dumb,
to
but
get
it works
noticed by
better.
bigger platforms as well. God is good. You are young. You are in the field. You're able to make these changes, and that's why God's placed you here, sister.
God help
Keep
us.
doing what you're doing.
Man, thank you, brother.
She's in the
I
field.
appreciate it. I love having you guys
Please no, please God no.
by my side and doing.
Don't do
ministry
this
with
to
you guys.
us.
Love it.
She's not going into medicine, is she?
Don't.
No shot.
God, Logic commenting, and I'm right here. Oh.
He's not really commenting. What are you talking about?
Let me like my own stuff too.
Wait, did I get my power up from the fight?
It's such a good
Oh, there it
comment.
is.
You gotta like it, right?
Wait,
Yeah,
I thought.
it was crazy good.
Where is it?
Pretty original. Wow, that's amazing. We got some people celebrating you right now.
Praise God.
We've
Ugh,
Bill Nye the denial guy. That is hilarious.
it's so bad.
That is hilarious. But that's right. We promote each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is great.
I don't think
So, guys, this is
God's the guy that sent bears to kill
It
children.
would be
True.
so nice if I could do a live stream.
God is the guy that sent bears to kill children.
Thank you so much for the 100 bits again, Catalina. I appreciate you very much. Very kind of you.
On October 10th with Chloe Waked and God Logic on my channel, celebrating Chloe Waked's 3,000 subscriber mark.
That's abysmal,
That's
dude.
within a couple of weeks.
What a
We know we
world.
can get
I
it.
just broke 1,000.
I'll be promoting it
I hate this.
every other day.
Being a right winger is so fucking easy.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's what we'll be doing.
It's so easy.
Yeah, so this is what we got going
I
on,
picked the
guys. So
wrong
let's
grip,
get
dude.
pro-life Chloe. Pro-life.
Okay, I think this is my why I left the
As
left
I always
moment.
say, in my
It's
videos,
over, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna give God Logic the honor of saying
It's
it in his
just too
name.
easy. It's
Remember
right there.
that
It's
Jesus
right
is
there.
Lord and abortion
How
is
could I
murder.
not?
That's right. Hey. And we're out, ladies and gents.
Conservatism is the participation
It's
trophy.
God Logic.
Oh my god, dude, that was abysmal. Being a right winger is just politics on easy mode. They literally did pick like the baby mode. They're like, it's the select screen, and it's like, now they call it like story mode, where it's like, oh, you just want to enjoy the story. You're just along for the ride. You just want to enjoy the cutscenes. Like that's the mode they're on. I picked fucking Giga Hard Death Mode challenge. Actually, because I'm a white man, I actually picked just like medium to hard mode. If you're like a trans woman trying to get any kind of steam on the left wing, Keffels, for instance, picked like the Giga Hard, death at the very beginning, like Dark Souls, yeah. Keffels picked Dark Souls on like extreme death mode and won very handily, actually. So good on her. But in general, as a trans person or as a marginalized person in general, it is very hard to gain any kind of following on the left. If you're a marginalized person on the right, that actually makes it easier, especially if you're a woman or femme presenting. Which, I mean, if you're on the right, you're going to identify as a woman anyway, so whatever. Although, I would not put it past them to have a non-binary right-winger at some point. Y'all know that, like, after the whole trans panic is over, non-binary people are next on the chopping block, right?
It's not as easy as it looks.
As a former rightoid, it's not as easy as it looks. Thank you again for the 100 bits. I appreciate you. I am also a former rightoid, but to be fair, I never tried to make any content for the right wing. So I think you need to know how to make the connections. You know what I mean? Like, you need to know... Like, you still need basic knowledge of how to build a platform. Don't get me wrong. But, like, especially as a marginalized person, building a platform on the right is so fucking easy. compared to like building one on the left, because you have like funding, you have backup. You know, right wingers are rich usually, and they want to fund more right wingers and indoctrinate more people. I'm not saying that she has funding from like Ben Shapiro or whatever, but like she did get a shout out from a religious organization, and I do bet that they have funding. So, you know, look at Nick Fuentes. Yeah, exactly. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to click like and subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to be notified when I upload. And yeah, I'm gonna probably contact her after I'm done with this game and try to get her on for a debate, because holy shit, it is my moral obligation now to destroy her in the marketplace of ideas. I have to. There's no choice now. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.